Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Norberto Sports, and today we're going to be talking about the Steelers and Eagles game. You can see right here that Prescott, the Cowboys quarterback, is not in person, but it is a picture of him there that always will be here with us in this channel. As you can see, I'm an Eagles fan, and let's talk about how the Eagles grab the Steelers and show them why the Eagles own Pennsylvania. And not just Philly. We thought the Steelers that we don't just own Philadelphia, that we can go over there in Pittsburgh and own Pittsburgh too, because we just won the Battle of Pennsylvania. And guess what? The Eagles did a great job doing that. As we can see, the Steelers also put up a fight. I'm an Eagles fan. I will always be an Eagles fan. But we gotta also understand that when two football teams that are good are fighting each other, it is alright to root for your team, to scream stuff, to say my team is better than yours and all that. But we also gotta understand that when both teams are good and one of the other team put up a good fight, even if they lost, we also gotta say that. We cannot just say your team is trash. No, the Steelers put up a fight. It is true. First quarter, field goal and field goal. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's a football. Defense and offense, they were doing their job, but you also gotta understand that the numbers speaks for themselves. So you can see right here, Jalen Hurts went against the Steelers 2 times. Well, actually 3 times on 2020, but we're not gonna count that one. On 2022, first time we see Jalen Hurts playing against the Steelers, he put up on about 4 touchdowns. And that's a lot to say. That's a lot. He completed 19 passes and attended 28. 10, 10, 20, but is it bad? It is a little bad, but I mean, we're talking about Hurt. It's a Philly thing, you know? It's a Philly thing. On the 2020 year, and well, the 2020 against the Steelers, he was able to put up 285 yards. Pretty good. Talking about almost 300 yards. It's pretty good, right? But now let's go to yesterday's game, actually. Jalen Hurts versus the Steelers. December 15, 2024. 2 years, right? Talk about the 2022, right? 2022. He was able to put up 285 yards against the Steelers with 19 complete passes and 28 attempts. Is it bad? Like I said, it's not bad. I mean, we're talking about Hurt. He's our quarterback. He's not Superman. But now the 2024 year, December 15, 2024, 25 complete passes, 32 attempts. Right? I mean, we're still what? 7 passes that he did not complete, but what's that? 7 passes? 7 passes is nothing. He was able to go for 2 touchdowns, throw a touchdown. And let me tell you, those 2 touchdowns were Smith and AJ Brown. You can see right here, got number 11. As AJ Brown is my favorite wide receiver from the Eagles. Not only that, he was able to put almost by 10 yards, 300 yards against the Steelers. 290. That's a lot. 290. And after coming from the 2 losses that were, one of them was because we did not take no points. And the second one, we didn't have nobody. No Smith, no AJ Brown. Saquon had to grab Hurts and everybody on the team and just carry them on his back. But that game was doomed from the start. It wasn't a game that I could say we had a chance at beating them. I wish we would have beat the Buccaneers in that game, but I knew we didn't have anybody. So what was that? What did people expect? It was going to be a loss. I would be surprised if we would have won that game, but two losses. One because we didn't take the points, and the other one because we didn't have nobody. So okay, we got our two losses. We built our team again, going against the Giants, showing the Ravens who we are. Went there, grabbed Lamar, set him down, and said, "Look, this is the Eagles. This is who we are." And today, well, not today, yesterday, we grabbed Russell Wilson, and we showed him, "Look, sit down. You don't own Pennsylvania no more. We own Pennsylvania." The Eagles won that battle at hard. It was a battle that was hard fought. I'm not gonna play that. At one point, I thought we were gonna lose it, but the Eagles are the Eagles and won. Now let's talk about receivers. Now I'm only gonna talk about the Eagles. No, I should also talk about the um the receivers from the Steelers. But I mean, let's talk about all of them. We're first gonna start talking about AJ Brown. AJ Brown went against the Steelers two times. Well, actually three times if we count the 2020 Titans versus Steelers. But I'm not gonna count that one because he's the Eagles now. So on 2022, October 30th, so the day before Halloween, 2022, he had 6 receptions, 10 targets. So he only dropped about 4 balls. It's not it's not that bad. It's not that bad. AJ Brown, I'm not gonna put him on a pedestal say, oh, he's a god, but he's a good wide receiver. He was able to grab 156 yards. That's a lot of yards. And he was able to grab 3 touchdowns. Reception touchdown, 3 touchdowns. Was it better than the yesterday game? Of course it was. Yesterday, December 2024, Eagle versus Steelers. AJ Brown has 8 receptions, which is 2 more than what he had in 2022, and 11 target, which is 1 more that he had back on 2022. So the numbers are only this year. The only thing that changes is the amount of time he got targeted and the amount of time he cut the ball. But the yards he did yesterday are 46 short yards than what he got on 2022. Last Sunday, he only had 110 yards. It's still a lot of yards, but comparing him back to the 2022 game, he was able to grab 46 more yards. So he only had 1 touchdown. And we need to give credit to the defense. I'm going to talk about the defense later on, but let me talk about what the Eagles did. So Smith also played them 2 times back on 2022 as well. He has 6 receptions and 8 targets. So only missed 3 balls. I mean, that's a lower number compared to AJ Brown, but let's be honest, he was targeted less than AJ Brown back in 2022. He was able to only grab 23 yards. Now, he didn't have any touchdowns. Yep, no touchdowns. Now, 2024, last Sunday, 11 receptions, 12 targets, only dropping 1 ball. Only allowed 1 ball to touch the ground. We're talking about he had a 90% completion rate. I mean, of grabbing the ball. We're talking about if he would have cut that 1 ball, and I think it was if I remember correctly. I don't even remember. I think he just dropped it or it went over him. But let's say the ball was thrown pretty good. We have 100% completion rate. Like he was able to grab 100, but that's not the case. So he only got 90. This time, putting up 70 something more yards. 109. We're talking about plus 70 yards from 2022. Grabbing 11, 12 target, almost 110, 109, 109, 109. That was that's something that lets you know that the Eagles are back. The Eagles that went to the Super Bowl back in 2023 could potentially go back to the Super Bowl. Now, do I have them? I do want them to go to the Super Bowl, but we also got to get past the Detroit Lions will be in the wild cards. We also got to get past all the teams. So, before I talk about our schedule, let me just talk about the Eagles and what they did. So now, Jalen Hurts, like I said, put up good number. He showed the Steelers who he was. Showed the Steelers, do not mess with us Eagles. Now, let's talk about our running back Saquon. So he only have faced the Steelers 2 times, according to what I have. Once when he was at New York Giants. Second time today. Now, I'll be honest. The Steelers different defense is good, so I'm not holding Saquon like he is bad. We know what he can do. We know what he's capable of. But what happened yesterday was that the defense was targeting him like I haven't seen these low numbers. Everywhere you look, every betting sports will have Saquon going over 100. Of course, you can put him under, or you can put him just to get 25. But the average he does is almost 100 yards, 80, 70, 90, and 100. But the Steelers were able to keep him down from that average, which is 65 yards. 65 yards. And that's not a lot. 65 yards is not a lot compared to what he was able to do in previous games. Now, not gonna talk about the Panthers games, but um I'll use the Ravens game for example. In the Ravens game, Saquon put 107. That's a lot. Saquon was able to put 107 yards, hitting the over. But what did that show us? That shows that the Steelers' defense is not to be messed with when it comes to rushing yards. Now, after sorry, on week 14, this is the defense. The Eagles' defense is a number one. Of course, after having defeated the Raven, which is a powerhouse, you put them up, of course. The Steelers' defense falls on number 7. And yeah, now that what they did to Saquon, I will also bump them up. I will put them up, not 7. I think this is week 15, so I will put them up a lot higher. I think week 14 they were on 7. Now that we see what they're capable of and how they were able to keep one of the best running back in the league under what people expect him to do, and also not allowing him to get a touchdown, I think I will put them on number 5. Cause let's be honest, they teach us something. They teach us that the Eagles are not that Saquon. If you target him, he can be stopped. Of course, for me, he's one of the best running back in the league. Yeah, we still got Montgomery, still got um, we got David Montgomery, we still have Derrick Henry, we have many others. Yeah, James Cook out there. There's a lot of running backs that you look at them and you say they're good. Josh Gibbs, but Saquon has teaching us a lot of things. One of them is that he can take the Eagles and make the Eagles get to that goal line and get touchdown. Now, think about one thing. Remember what he did on that Kelly Green game against Jaguars. That was something that you did not expect.
Hurts has time. Now locates Barkley out of the backfield. Barkley slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down.
That teaches you something. That Saquon is not to be messed with. That you need to pay attention to him. That you cannot let him run. Because if you do, you're going to miss him. He can turn a 1 and 10 into a 1 and goal. Or 1 and 10 into a touchdown. Just like he did with Washington Commanders and many other teams. Where he also did to LA. Oof. The Eagles, I do think they will make it to the Super Bowl. I hope they will make it to the Super Bowl. But we still got to get past the Detroit Lions. And the Detroit Lions defense is pretty good. I didn't watch the game. I don't know why the NFL did that. Where they put where they put two of the best games. If you live in Pennsylvania or Philadelphia or even in Pittsburgh, you didn't know what channel to put on. Because you had your team playing for the battle of your state, but you also had a potential Super Bowl match, which Bills and Detroit Lions. Now, in my opinion, one of those games had to be moved either to the 1 or to the 8. Like, Sunday Night Football should have been given to one of them. In my opinion, I would give the Super Bowl, the potential Super Bowl match, the Sunday Night Football. Or probably move it to the Monday Night Football. But we don't know what went through their heads. I wasn't able to watch that potential Super Bowl rematch. And man, the score was a score where you looked and you say, wow, the game had that game could have been a Super Bowl match. And the score ended like this. 48 Bills, 42 Detroit. That's what? That's 90 points. Almost 100 points. And the Detroit Lions had chance to go over the overtime. Touchdown, 2-point conversion, take it OT, probably win it. Not gonna say win it, because the way you look at the Bills, on the rate that they were making the passes and touchdowns, I would say probably win it. Could this game have ended up on a tie? Hard to say. I would say no, but could it have happened? It could have happened. All they needed to take it to OT was not a field goal, was a touchdown, a 2-point conversion. We know the Detroit Lions are capable of making 2-point conversions, just how they defeated, but they not defeated, the Cowboys last year. That 2-point conversion that they gave them 2 flags, and they would have beat the Cowboys. Now, on the Bills side, the Bills are now 11-3. The Lions are 12-2. The Lions are 12-2. Now, what I think the rest of the season for our Eagles. The games doesn't look that confusing, that bad at least. Next, 22nd, we play the Commanders. I'm a little afraid. I think the Commanders will come back for their revenge. What we did to them on um Thursday Night Football, Prime Day, I believe. They will come back for a revenge. Could we defeat them? We did it once, so I believe we could do it again. Then we gotta play the Cowboys. I'm not too afraid of the Cowboys, as the Cowboys are missing his QB, so not too afraid of them. The defense is still quite nice, I have to say. I the Cowboys are the enemy of the Eagles, but I gotta say it. The defense can still put up some trouble, but not too afraid of them. Now, June 5th, after New Year's, we are playing the Giants, and the Giants are not looking too good. The Giants. It is funny because the Giants are able to. We were able to defeat the Giants as a piece of cake last year, first game against them, but the second game, man, they did something to the Eagles, bro. They did something to the Eagles. Just look at the score for last year. It wasn't. It was just a disappointment. It was. But what I think of it, I think the Eagles will have it. The Eagles will be able to take the Commanders again. Hopefully, now they'll come for their revenge. And if they do, I'll be honest with you. If the Commanders do come back for their revenge and are able to beat us, all I gotta say is the Commanders got their revenge. But other than that, I hope the Commanders do not come with the mind to we're gonna decap the Eagles, gonna defeat. That's what they should come with. But the Eagles, what they show us, what we seen, one thing is for sure: if they do defeat us, we're not gonna go down without a fight. It's going to be the Commanders will have to do anything, even if that, even if they have to go for 2 point conversions just to get us in the dust, because that's something that I believe will make them win. But let's see. I know the Commanders are gonna come with that mindset. They're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna do everything, even if that means every time we do a touchdown, no extra point, let's go for 2 points. That way we lead them. We beat them once. Hopefully we can beat it again. But like I said, the Commanders are not a bad team. Not with this QB that they have. Not with him. He could probably take the Commanders. Up. But that's it. Now the Eagles are 12-2. It is kind of like I just noticed that the Steelers clinched the playoffs, but how would you clinch it with a loss? I felt a little like unhappy. Not unhappy, but like you clinch it with a play. You clinch the playoff with a loss. Come on. But all that aside, the Eagles are not to be messed with. I will always say it. The Eagles are a team that I want, and I believe they will make it to the Super Bowl this year. All we gotta do is defeat the Detroit Lions. That is the only team that have me believing that we might lose that chance. They like that. They like that door that you gotta break. I don't want if we face off the Detroit Lions, I don't expect the game for us to like destroy them like a 20-point game. 20-point lead, 50-point lead. I believe it's gonna be more like a field goal lead if we are able to defeat them. If we along the way make it to face them, because a lot of things can go wrong. They can lose, we can lose. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully, the Eagles do not lose and make it to that championship, win it, get the Super Bowl. And the way things are looking, I do believe the Bills have the chance to come back and take down the Chiefs. That's something I believe. I believe that the Chiefs can lose to the Bills. If the Bills keep playing the way they're playing, the Bills can take down the Chiefs. Now, I did not watch that game. I wanted to watch it, but I was stuck between watching the battle for my state while watching a potential Super Bowl match. And like I said, I believe they should have moved it, make the Eagles that Sunday Night Football or the Bills, or make it a Monday Night Football. But and it's what the NFL wants to do. I mean, it's not what I want. You want what the NFL want to do, which is I still believe they should have put it like that because a lot of people would have been happier. A lot of people would have watched both games instead of having to pick between one or two. If you live in PA, anywhere, if you're a Steelers or Eagles fan, you knew you had to pick. You either watch the battle for your state or you watch Super Bowl, potential Super Bowl match. But other than that, have a happy Monday. Go Eagles. And we're going to see who makes it to the Super Bowl.